as an international recruiter, what you look in a
We truly believe, we know how many sacrifices parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties, older siblings to get their son, their daughter, their younger brother, grandson, granddaughter to higher education.
yeah.
We know it's not easy. You very kindly said I'm successful. I'm not sure I am, but when I was a teenager, when I was at school, I used to do paper routes. I used to deliver newspapers.
Hello, everyone. This is your very own Sadia, Third Year Perspective by Sadia. I'm at a very beautiful campus of GBS London today with a very special guest who is a Senior Director of GEDU Global Education in International Recruitment. Welcome to Third Year Perspective by Sadia, Raj Kapoor.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Lovely to have you here. And thank you for visiting us.
It's my pleasure to visit this beautiful campus and meeting you. So, from starting with about your career, like you are a very successful person in this education industry and a very well-known, famous, face. So, if we want to know more about your career, how to motivate the freshers who is looking, aspiring for your career goals, like want to reach the higher success like you reached. So what are the secrets of your career motive?
That's very kind of you to say. I'm not sure I'm super successful, but thank you so much. I think honestly, Sadi, if one chooses a career in education, you normally go into education to help help
Yes.
others, and I think that's the underlying basis of why I enjoy what I do. And when you enjoy things, you tend to be better at them. And I enjoy seeing people develop because nothing develops you like education. And as they develop, they make a better life for themselves, and they improve the whole ecosystem around them. And I think that gives me a real buzz to be able to do that.
So what are the skills you will, explain maybe for our audience that, this as a student, they should grow. Maybe they are international students here. Maybe they are from Bangladesh itself, coming here, studying in maybe in your Europe campus or Dubai campus. And, as an international recruiter, what you'd look in a, you know, employee maybe for recruitment in future. So what they should is develop.
That's a great question. I think, it's a very interesting question because the world is changing. It's changing exponentially. You can pick up any newspaper, any journal, any article, and it normally tells you the skills you need in a certain job today. That job or won't even exist in a little while, and the world will be looking for people with different skills. So some things are out of your control, but what's in your control is some of the soft skills, things like communication, presentation skills, empathy, problem solving skills, be creative, wanting to explore different things, wanting to network with different people, developing those intercultural skills. And I think the ability to continue to learn and develop is something that's very important today because things will keep changing.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's your attitude to that change.
Yes, and globally everything is changing. I keep on saying these things to my, Bangladeshi colleagues or Nepalese colleagues as well that, few years back we haven't thought Dubai will raise as a big destination for education even. And now UK universities are opening their TNE campuses in Dubai and Middle East. So what's your take or thought on that, GEDU being the, I would say, the pioneer on this thing? That introducing higher educations to the Southeast Asian students to as a destinations like Middle East or Europe. So what's new for GEDU, or what's their motto?
Thank you. So you mentioned Dubai, and of
Yeah.
course, one of our we do have a campus in Dubai, very much in line with what our vision is. We are looking at the future. We're looking to bridge the gap between academia and industry. We're also looking at creativity, change, innovation. And where better to do that than Dubai, which is futuristic, which is a smart city,
Yeah.
safe, cosmopolitan. Um, again, looking for people to develop, creative, and a leader that has vision, because all this can't just happen without a visionary leader and one who's resilient. And if you look at His Highness's story, for example, in Dubai, how many people said to him, 30, 40 years ago, this will never happen. This is not Europe. This is not this. But he had that, the determination to still continue with that vision. And,
Yeah.
so really, it was a natural thing for us to be in Dubai.
Yeah, and what about your France campus? It's again a very new thing for the South Asian students to go there, or the Southeast Asians to go there.
So if you one of the first questions you asked me is, what skills do future employees need, and what do students need to be successful? So right up there is problem solving, intercultural, languages, understanding different cultures, and so on, and working in teams with people that are very different and diverse from you. So you can't do that with all due respect. Whichever country you pick, Sadiet, if you pick country A and you put a campus there, most often, most of the students in that country are going to be from most of the students in that campus are going to be from country A.
Yeah.
When you ask someone or open doors for them to study abroad, they're going, challenging themselves to go into another environment. They're then forced to be resilient. They're forced to be determined. They're forced to come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you have to connect with different people that are different from you. And these are skills that I believe are definitely needed. And can they be done in your own country? Sure. But are you more likely to get them abroad? I think so.
Yeah, because kids in back in South Asia, they are very laid back to their parents, their environment, their friends. So coming from there to European country, or maybe in Dubai, is difficult, definitely difficult for them. And doing the part-time jobs and all. So coming to the part-time jobs, so what you suggest to the students? Suppose a student is studying in a business course, maybe offered by some GEDU campuses. So, would you suggest them to go for any job part time, or a part time job which is related more to their courses? Because this is where international students get confused, because most of the employer ask for experience. Yeah.
A very valid question. And look, I think the safest answer to say is it depends. Right. Look, sometimes you just have to jump on something to get the experience. It might not be related to your field when you're studying. So just to backtrack as well, Sadia, but to me, working part time while you're studying is such an important aspect of education. I think it exposes you to so many things. And most of the jobs, and not all, but most of the jobs when you're a student are going to be in the service sector.
Yeah.
So imagine what you learn in service, customer service. If you're working in a hotel, or you're working in a shop, or you're working in a cafeteria, nothing wrong with it, because you learn so much. You learn customer service. You learn about switch selling. So you're in a restaurant and someone comes in and says, can I have X tea? You're not going to say, I don't have it. You're going to say, I'm really sorry, we're out of that tea, but I do have this one. And these are just life skills that you get through this experience. So look, you might not be able to choose your first part-time job when you're studying, um, but take what you can, get the experience, get it on your CV, and see where it takes you to. Now, when you graduate, that's a different thing. So we've got a campus in Malta as well, and we have Bangladeshi students in Malta, and once if they're doing a master's, for example, Part-time job might be something in retail or hotel industry. But if they're doing an MBA, once they graduate, I don't want them working as a waitress or waiter in the hotel. Then that's the time where you have to look into something more in your field.
Yeah. So any job is not smaller. They should start with this whichever, because obviously sales that's they are learning.
You very kindly said I'm successful. I'm not sure I am, but when I was a teenager, when I was at school, I used to do paper routes. I used to deliver newspapers. It taught you, responsibility, because someone that was waiting for that newspaper was dependent on you. You had to get the right newspaper in the right door, into the right letterbox, and then and if someone else didn't turn up for their shift, you had to do their shift. And it was great experience. It was great experience, that you can only get by going out there in the field. And it's most of those skills are transferable, especially in customer service.
Yeah. So when I say that, you're a successful person, so I will start as a postman to here.
Paper round.
Yeah, paper round.
Paper boy.
Paper boy to here. Not as a student to here, but a paper boy to here, because that's what's count in life, right? The job positions and hiring up rather than the degrees and all.
And my second job was selling shoes. And again, so many skill sets that you learn there are still valid, in many ways that you wouldn't even imagine how to talk to people. And look, with most of what we do in life is unless you're, accountant or so, you're going to be serving people. You're going to be
Yeah.
relying on them to buy from you, and that comes from relationships. And something that sector teaches you is how to build relationships and
Yeah.
and trust. You're not going to buy things from someone you don't like or you don't trust. It's a fact of life. And so these things they teach you how to behave with people, how to act with people, and hopefully they learn to like you. And once they like you, they're going to be your customers. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So now coming to the local students, maybe the domestic one, starting in this beautiful campus. So, what are the things you think that, attract most to the students studying here? Or you will be inviting students through my podcast, maybe.
Of course. So GBS UK is a little bit different to all our international brands. Satya, in the UK, we really made on it. Today we've got almost 50,000 students in the UK. So we've got 13 beautiful campuses, in England, and our students here are more on the mature side. So many of them didn't have the opportunity of going to higher education when they were younger, for various reasons. Life is complicated. Sometimes you don't have the means, you don't have the resources. Many of them sometimes grew up in an area where traditional universities wouldn't look at as a demographic that they're interested in.
Yeah.
Universities are very clever. They do their research. They figure out where the top schools are, where the kids with the higher grades are going to be, and they target those schools. So some of our students back, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, maybe didn't have an opportunity to go to university. So we've opened doors for them by coming into different parts of London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, and saying, you know what, maybe you couldn't go to university back then, and maybe even now you can't go to a university that's miles away from you. We're going to bring the education to your doorstep. And we're going to offer courses at 6 o'clock in the evening, at the weekend. So if you're working full time, you need to put food on the table, you can still improve yourself through education and earn a degree if you wanted to.
I would love to mention these things. That's might be my podcast thumbnail, that that education at your doorstep. That's amazing word you use that. So GEDU is education's at your doorstep. That's what I can say.
I would love to be known as that side, but we don't compromise standards, right? So we're not accommodating. We certainly are customer service focused, but students still have to go through, the rigor of our academic syllabus and so on. So, but we make it easier for them, accessible for them, and many of our students, never dreamt of even having bachelor's degree. Many of them now gone on to masters. And just last month, actually earlier this month, I should say, we had a graduation ceremony here in for our Greenwood campus. It was just at the big Wembley Stadium. I'm sure all your viewers know about it.
I should see the pictures of Cook. I'm a big fan of him. I was like, oh.
And one of the ladies who received her diploma that day started by saying, "I'm a mother of three. I'm 36 years old. My husband watches the kids while I'm doing my homework. And unless it was GBS, this would never have been possible for me." It truly is powerful.
Yeah, that's
Truly is powerful.
definitely.
And that's us in the UK.
Yeah.
More so, and we cater for British citizens in the UK at the moment. Soon we'll have a tier 4 license and CAS, and we'll be able to invite international students.
Amazing, amazing. I think international students, South Asian students are waiting for that opportunity. And moving to our last question, Raj, that we were discussing about the ongoing students, international or domestic students, part-time jobs and opportunities. What about when they graduate in different destinations, be it Malta, be it France or Dubai, or even in future UK? So what they can see themselves in becoming after graduation from GBX or GEDU?
Beautiful question. So, at Sadia, we are huge advocates of return on investment. We know how how many sacrifices parents make, grandparents, uncles, aunties, older siblings, to get their son, their daughter, the younger brother, grandson, granddaughter to higher education. We know it's not easy. And once they're with us, we want to make sure they get a return on their investment. So we have something called pre-departure to settlement. So each one of our campuses that we have, there is opportunities for PS post study work options. So Malta, for example, if a student comes to Malta, they while they're pursuing their degree, they a lot of them work part time. When they're working part time, they're building obviously connections with that employer and other employers around. Our classrooms are full of faculty that are practitioners themselves.
Oh,
So, they've earned doctorates or postgraduate masters, etc. And then they're also teaching part time. So they're connected. Then we have employers coming to our campus. We have an employability office as well. In Malta, for example, when students graduate, they don't even have to go looking for a job. Sometimes, the way they're working part time has offered them a full time job already. Uh, so, and what we teach in the classrooms is not things that were, relevant many years ago. It's today. It's what students need today. It's the current needs of employers. So many of them are ready for the real world and ready to work. And many of them are already connected with employers. And we hope, if they want to stay, that if they've worked hard, they've done the right thing, they've gone through the education, they've earned the masters, more than likely they're going to find a job in that country. Obviously, we give them the tools to succeed. We can't always guarantee they'll get a job, but as long as they follow, they do things the long way, the right way, there's a great chance they're gonna be employed. Our statistics are very high on this.
and as well as they can do better in their own country as well when they come back.
And that's a great point. We're not saying please, stay back. Exactly. To me, it's very important to get this knowledge, network with different people, and then go back to your home country and then improve your home country. And I think that's brilliant. That students will want to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
It's a great experience to come abroad. It really does take you out of your comfort zone, and you learn so much.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's not to say you don't learn in your own country. Of course you do. But it's a different
Different
exposure.
Exactly. The correct word exposure. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Raj. It's been amazing, talking with you and having you in my podcast. And hopefully more students will be visiting, GEDU website to join in any of the campus which destinations they fix. And yes, long way to go for this institution.
Thank you so much. And we have a team in Bangladesh. Yeah.
It's amazing team working hard day and night. Yeah, I have seen that, and they are doing amazing job. And hopefully, the South Asia will raise above the other destinations as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for visiting us. It's been an
Thank,
absolute honor for me. Thank you.
thank you for having me.
Thank you.